As a lot of you know, this is my 2018 Honda Cb125r, and I always get asked, what do you think of it? What's your honest review? So today, I've got some spare time and I thought I'd do my review. I'll underline the good and also the bad points. Not that there's many, but let's get into it. So I'll put these specs on the screen right here because I have no idea what they are. I just want to start by saying overall, this is the perfect first bike in my opinion. I did actually ride the Honda CBF, the 125, for my CBT, and it was quite smooth. However, this is the first proper bike I've actually test rode other than the Honda CBF. Let's start with the good points. It is a 125, so again, if you're comparing it to a 1000cc R1, it's not going to compare. But for a 125, it's actually pretty nippy. Now, seat height. I don't know the seat height off the top of my head. Here's the seat height. And I am 5'7". It's pretty tall for a 125. My foot is almost flat on the floor. I don't know if you can see because of the curb that's in the way. But it's just maybe my heel's an inch off the floor. So again, pretty comfortable. It's not the heaviest of bikes either. So when I bought this bike, it did actually come with Oxford heated grips, which is an absolute lifesaver in winter. So that is my favourite bit about the bike. However, I know that doesn't come stock like you can get with some bikes. Now for the bad points. The only thing I would say is it can be a little spluttery and jolty sometimes. I rode my friend Zontes and I found in first gear especially it was a lot smoother. So maybe that's something to take into consideration. Again, this bike has great reliability. The only problem I had was I had to replace the clutch cable once and that was about £10, but that's more of a wear and tear, not so much a con. I'll bring you a little closer and show you some more. So this is a little close-up of the bike. Again, for a 125, it looks pretty beastie. Obviously, like I said, I have the heated grips, which is great. They do get pretty hot as well. I've also got the tail tidy, which came with the bike. Now, it does need a clean, so don't look too much into that. Let's turn it on. So it has the nice Let's Ride. I don't know if you can see too well. So I've done just over 13,000 miles now on this bike. It does say E10, but it does obviously take E5 too. And this cost me around £12 to fill up. Obviously the price of petrol is through the roof at the moment. So saying that comes back down to a normal rate, then around £10 to £12 to fill up. It does get me around about 220 miles out of a tank, which is pretty good. And the miles per gallon is 117.9. When I got the bike, it was 112, so it must be either a really good rider or it's the person before me had a bit too much fun on it. I do have a stock exhaust. There's not much point me putting a aftermarket one on there, just because I'm going to be getting a bigger bike at some point. But this is the sound of it. Now, for a 125 stock, it doesn't sound too bad. Doesn't sound too bad in my opinion. So now that I've got my helmet on, let's take it for a quick ride and I'll try and show you what I mean about the joltiness, especially in gear 1 as well. Obviously when we're riding a bigger bike, the bigger it is, the smoother it tends to be. I'll try and show you what I mean about it being a little bit jolty. But so if I take my hand off the clutch and slow down just a little bit, it's very, you probably can't tell with this video, but it's quite jolty. I'm going to twist the throttle right back and see how much power it actually gets. Now that's not bad for a 125, I don't think. The clutch is really smooth. Indicators work really well. It doesn't sound too bad for a stock exhaust, like I say. It does sound better when it's stationary and not moving. But I suppose most exhausts do. But yeah, I definitely recommend this bike if you're after a reliable 125. So at the time of taking insurance out, I was 24, basically just passed my CBT. I had a moped beforehand, if some of you know already. So I had 1 year's no claims basically. I have been driving a car for 6 years, now 7, and my insurance was, I think it was around £500. So for anyone who's looking to get a 125, because I suppose they'll all be about the same sort of price really. If you're looking to get a 125 and you've got a similar sort of driving ability and riding ability as me, then that's how much it's roughly going to cost you.